Hey YouTubers, this is Baby Lotus Turtle, and today I'll be reviewing two knives that I got from Cold Steel for the holiday season. The first one is the Cold Steel Recon 1 2010 model, and the other one is the Rajah 2 from Cold Steel. The first one I'd like to review is the Recon 1 2010 model. It's a pretty good knife, a good EDC. I've been carrying this for roughly a month now, and I must say the weight is pretty good. I barely felt it in my pockets. The blade coming out of the box is razor sharp. I batoned with this. I thrusted this through wooden planks. I made fires out of it, and even made shavings for friction fires. And it's a really good knife. It maintained its blade quite well. The tip did not break, which is phenomenal. And overall, it's a pretty good, ergonomically friendly knife. Just my hand fits on it pretty well. I'm a small dude, I'm a small stature type guy. I'm roughly 5'2", maybe, and this knife fits pretty darn good in my pockets. There aren't any steel liners, but I'm guessing they did that to, I guess, save some weight on the knife. But overall, with a knife like this, I would guess you'd be using it for delicate work. I mean, the 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 steel liner in this knife I think would be a little overkill, but that's just me. It does have some slight jimping, which I do like, you know, for delicate work. However, my only grip about this is it does not have the thumb plate, the way feature, much like the Rajah 2. And I say that for me, it's important for me because my hands are fairly small, and to open this knife takes some effort, especially out of the box. This thing locks up like no other. And I question it because the AK-47 is a smaller blade, but it has a thumb plate. This one doesn't. And I just think there's a great mechanism to have, and I hope that more pocket knives have that in the future. It's overall, this is a pretty good knife. Out of the box, it does need breaking in, but after some use, you can flick it off, and it's pretty darn good. Surprisingly, the Teflon coating on this held on pretty well. I split wood with it. I thrust it into it. I even cut some tape. Pried open some wooden crates, and the Teflon coating stayed on. There is some slight scratches on here, which over time will come off, I'm pretty sure. And once that happens, maybe I'll strip off the Teflon coating. I don't know, but it held on pretty well. The tip was excellent. I probably sharpened this maybe once after hard use, and it still holds its sharp edge pretty well. So it's not too bad. Despite the fact that it's a clip point, don't let that fool you, man. This is a tough knife for its price. I got this for roughly 70 bucks. That's including tax at a local retailer. And I don't know if I get ripped off or not, but I saw it, figured I'd try it out, and it's pretty good. As far as the rating goes, I'll probably give this like 9 out of 10. It did everything it needed for me. My only drawback was that it didn't have thumb plate, which I was kind of saddened by that, but it's a good knife. I like the pommel end for non-lethal use. That's if you're someone that would use this for a self-defense purpose. And the Teflon coin stood on pretty well. The point stood on well. That's my biggest grip, but other knives I have, the tip always breaks, and this one kept it. Awesome. So 9 out of 10. Good job, Cold Steel. My next knife I'll review is the Rajah 2. Before I review this, I just want to show you how big this knife is. This here is an old knife that I bought a while back. It's roughly 6 inches long. The handle's 3 inches. This knife fits in my hand perfectly, from handle to the bottom of the blade. This would be a good knife for me to use for EDC. But to show you how big it is for me, look at that. Please dwarfs it. Just dwarfs it. But nonetheless, despite its sheer size, it is possible to carry with comfort. To show you, once again, I'm 5'2". These pants are tailored for me. They're nothing really special, So putting this in my pocket. No problem. Alright? They're not cargo pants, just normal jeans. And it's concealable. I can carry both these knives in my one pocket, no problem. This would be a great knife for outdoor work or heavy use. My only grip about this, when I got this, I've been using this for roughly a month now. And what I noticed is that the thumb plate got loose considerably. So for those of you who are spending so much on a knife, I advise you to go to a local hardware store and get the proper tools to maintain your knives. Another thing that I was disappointed was the tip. I can understand why this type of knife would not be used for thrusting or stabbing. But heck, I saw those Cold Steel videos. I figured I'd try it out. The first time I thrust into a wooden plank, the tip bent over a little bit. It still has a tip, but it's just not sharp. And that's my fault. I shouldn't be using this knife for that type of work, but I figured I'd try it out. But nonetheless, I can still use it for these type of motions. The blade sharpness held quite well, but I've noticed that after 2 sessions of hard use, it got dull pretty fast. But it's very simple to sharpen despite its curvature. The thickness of it is phenomenal. I mean, you can bat this down and split wood, no problem. You can hack with it. I mean, it's just great. I have no problems with this knife as far as power and its use. The blade itself is AUS 8 steel, and because of me, I pushed it pretty far, and there's some permanent scratch damage on it. But I kind of like the look on it just because it just shows the knife's use and its age, and and the battle scars. He's a veteran in the field. It's a big knife. Folded up, it's like, I don't know, 8 inches or so. It's a pretty big knife, but fits comfortably. Another thing too, for those of you who would carry this, let's say for everyday use, be cautious as some states may have certain regulations on these. And another thing too is, for a smaller person such as myself, a knife like this would be preferable because I can flick it and reverse grip quickly with one motion as opposed to, turning around and such. But because this knife is so big, I can't do that. It's very dangerous as the momentum can leave the knife flying out of my hand. But you use the palm technique, you just switch it down like that, so it's not a problem. Good knife. Steel liners, bravery handle. Hold the top for delicate work, the middle for whatever, and the end for hacking. It's pretty good. The thumb plate's phenomenal. I think that this mechanism should be used in every knife in the future. And just to show you how it works, if you don't know already, as you pull the knife out, the thumb plate snags into the end of your pocket and pulls it for you, which is great for someone like me because I don't have the length of my fingers to bring it out like that. I could flick it, but it's always nice to have this pulling option. As far as rating goes, I'll give it, I guess, an 8 out of 10, just because the tip bent on me, which is my fault, but the stress that they put on it as far as the Cold Steel videos goes, they're hyping it pretty well. The thumb plate loosened up a lot after use, and the sharpness maintained it pretty well. I've used this, I think, yesterday to cut and chop, and there's some slight tearing, but it cuts through the paper pretty well. Overall, good knife. I got this, I believe, for $90 or something like that off the internet, plus tax like 95. But as far as economics go, this is a big bang for your buck. So good stuff, Cold Steel. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope my reviews helped you guys.